I love the fact that Selma, the film, chronicles this 3 months in 1965 when Dr. King was really at the height of his powers. He had already made the I Have a Dream speech. He had already won the Nobel. We opened the film with him winning the Nobel. And we're in this time where you see a leader who's at the height of his powers. He could have chosen to do anything. Could have chosen to go inside the White House and work with the president, which was an offer that was made. But he chose to get back out on the streets, to work with people in a grassroots way, to organize people around this undone wrong that had been still lingering, the right to vote and how it had been denied. And so, no, I mean, I just think it's such a time that's ripe for narrative exploration, and I'm thrilled that we were able to make a film about it.
Our job was to take what you know and have seen from the newsreels and to go beneath it, build on top of it and around it so that it gives it context. You know, if you watch footage of the Bloody Sunday, the Edmund Pettus Bridge attack on the protesters, it's all from far away because there's tear gas, and once the gas is there, you can see horses rushing in, you can hear screams, but you can't really see what's going on behind that terrible cloud. Well, what we do is we take you inside the cloud, and that's what we do with the campaign generally. We take you inside of what actually happened.
David is an exquisite human being and an exceptional actor, and he brought extraordinary layers and life to the idea of playing Dr. King. I mean, this time a year ago, it was just an idea, it was just a hope, it was just something that no one had tackled. There's not been a film with Dr. King at the center ever made in the 50 years since these events happened. Not a major motion picture released by a studio with Dr. King at the center. And so the time is now. It feels like the right time. David was the absolute right person to do it. He was the only person who was ever thought of for this part. And he's just a vision in this. He's wonderful.
I had experienced Ava as a director for the first time when we did Middle of Nowhere together. I just fell in love with her as a director and as a person, really. She's an incredible human being, and there was I don't know, there was just a meeting of minds between director and actor that I've rarely had with other directors, and so I very selfishly, to be perfectly honest, when we were directorless on this, campaigned quite hard for it to be her, because I really knew that she would be the one to be able to lead me to where I eventually think I got.
I mean, I don't think any of us were interested in doing a film about a speech or a statue or a street or a sale or initials or a catchphrase or a statue, all of the things that he's become. He's been homogenized and kind of smoothed out. But he was a little rough around the edges, you know. He was a man of faith who wasn't always faithful. He was had an ego. He was sometimes guilty. He was very vibrant. He was a prankster. He liked to eat. He liked to laugh. He was complicated. He had doubts. I mean, he's a human being like any of us. And so that's what we want to do in films. David always says we want to go to films to see ourselves. And hopefully in Selma you see a bit of yourself in King, an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. It's possible for all of us, and he definitely took that to another level.
I learnt more about self-sacrifice and how potent a force that is. You know, this man put himself on the line, as did all of these people. That's what I love about the film. It wasn't just about Dr. King, it was about the movement as well. And they were very young. And, you know, when you think about being young these days, it's sort of more synonymous with selfishness. You know, they were selfless. They really, really cared less about themselves than they did about the greater good of humanity. And that was something I came to admire even more having done this and try to now incorporate into my life.